This is the best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Welcome to another edition of the best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less. Today's show is being brought to you by Crawford's Barbecue Pit Products. Check them out over at crawfordsbbq.com. Today's show comes from April 23rd back in 2013. It is a doubleheader. Both segments are with Mr. Paul James. Paul James was the president of PK Grills at the time of this airing. Let's get right to it. Here is Greg's conversation with Paul James.
Centralites, who doesn't like nostalgia, especially when it comes to the barbecue and grilling industry? You know, a lot of our history can be traced back to this way of cooking, and my next guest fits right into this vein of current-day cooking while preserving the past. Some of you might remember that portable kitchen or PK grill from back in the day, and once you've seen it, you certainly won't forget what it looks like. So now we race over to the hotline and welcome in Paul James from PK Grills. That's what it was supposed to sound like in the first place, Paul. Sorry about that, buddy. How are you?
Thank you, Greg. Just fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely fabulous, Paul. If we could, let's go ahead and, I guess, start from the beginning of this cooker. For those that aren't familiar with it, especially some of those younger listeners, what was this original genesis of the cooker?
Well, it was originally built down in Texas in 1952. There's a fellow named Lester Watson. He actually made these down in Tyler, Texas. He made them. He cast his own grills. He made them out of aluminum, cast aluminum, and he sold them just traveling around Texas out of the back of his station wagon. He and his family. It got to be so popular that it got bigger and bigger. He made several different models, and eventually they moved their operation to Little Rock, Arkansas. For many years, it was made in Little Rock, Arkansas, sold all over the country. They'd sell 30,000 units a year at the National Hardware Show. They sold them to the U.S. Army. Many Army vets cooked with these in Vietnam, overseas. And a lot of people remember them because their dad and their granddad had them. It's a cast aluminum grill that you can both grill and smoke with. And it's so durable that many people are cooking on the same grill that their grandparents. I'm actually cooking on a grill that Lester Watson originally built way back in the 1950s. So it's it's unique because it's made out of cast aluminum, won't rust. You can smoke for low heats for long periods of times, or you can grill at high heat for short periods of time.
Paul James joining us here on the show. If you want to check it out, and I'm showing pictures up here on the video side for the people that are watching either through Roku or on the internet through Outdoor Cooking Channel. PK, like Paul, I got no name for K for some reason. Paul Karen, pkgrills.com if you want to check it out. Paul, compared to the stamped metal grills, cast aluminum must have seemed like such a radical divergence from what else was being sold on the market at that time. And to be honest, even present day, do you think there was any concern in the beginning that masses might not gravitate to that style of cooker?
Well, no, I think, aluminum retains and reflects heat. Steel absorbs heat. And so the concept of the portable kitchen is to retain the heat, reflect the heat, and use a venting system to control the heat. Whereas with a steel grill, you don't cook when you put a roast in the oven, you don't wrap it in steel foil, you wrap it in aluminum foil. Correct. And that's something that retains the heat. So we feel, to me, cast aluminum is a perfect product to make a barbecue grill out of.
Do you know back when they were originally concepted, were there other competing products that were made of cast aluminum, or was this kind of a one of a kind?
No, I believe some people remember the old Charbroil used to have a cast aluminum. It didn't have as thick a wall stock as a portable kitchen. Portable kitchen has a cast aluminum wall stock of 1/4 of an inch. Charbroil had a cast aluminum, very a thin wall stock, but back in that time, this was the cast aluminum grill that people bought. As I said, it was they sold up to, just in one trade show, they would sell 30,000 units a year. So it was, at one time, the most popular grill in the country.
I did read a little bit as far as history is concerned that maybe there was, aside from trade shows like this, that they were shipped overseas to the soldiers, and that it really caught a lot of popularity pardon me, overseas with the soldiers. So when they came back after their tour was up, they were looking for something or a PK grill of their own to have at their house to continue cooking the way that they were doing while on tour.
Oh, that's right. A lot of the vets would bring them home with them. There's a lot of stories about over in Vietnam using these in their camps and on their bases, and so they're the utility of the grill has maintained through several generations because people have used them for so long.
Paul James joining us here on the show. PKGrills.com is the website if you want to check it out. And again, I'm showing some pictures up here on the video side. If you're listening just on the audio, you want to check it out, go ahead and hit up OutdoorCookingChannel.com so you can take a peek. You know, Paul, if aluminum is such a good material for grills and it's reflecting heat instead of absorbing it, you said there were some competing options, but why do you think PK Grill is one of the only cookers made out of aluminum? And would it seem that the copycats would be out in full force, at least by now, since it's kind of making a resurgence again?
Well, that's a good question. I think one thing, cast aluminum is very expensive. And there aren't many. It's a lost art, casting aluminum. If you have a gas grill, those are made out of a cast aluminum, but it's a die cast. A die cast can only achieve a certain thickness. Because a portable kitchen is made out of a permanent mold system, we can achieve a 1/4 inch wall stock. It's hand poured. It's not something that's mass produced very easily, and we've got it down, quite frankly, to an art to where we have a good seal. And we have we've developed our molds to where we can have a very good seal, so we can control our heat. So it's not the cheapest product to make, number one, and for that reason, I feel like that a lot of people are looking for quick and easy stamped metal grills that they can mass produce quickly. Now, a die cast grill, like your gas grill, those are injected aluminum, and once again, they can't achieve the thickness that we can with a portable kitchen. And that thickness and the reflectability of the aluminum is what makes our product unique. You may take ceramic grills. There are a lot of people now like the ceramic grills. It's the same concept: thick wall stock, heat retention, heat control that you can use both to grill and smoke. Many people don't care about smoking. I can put a brisket or a pork butt on this, cook it for 9 hours, control my heat, and you just can't do that with some thin metal grill.
To put in your request for a future show, please contact Jon Solberg via email at jon@thebbqcentralshow.com.
Hey, before we get into the next segment, let me take a minute to tell you about Crawford's Barbecue Pit Spritz. Pit Spritz is all natural and gluten-free. Pit Spritz keeps your meat super moist during the cooking process. The Peach Pit Spritz adds an amazing sweet peach taste to your barbecue. It's great on all meats and does exceptionally well with pork. All you need to do is screw the included trigger sprayer on the 16-ounce bottle and you are ready to go. Crawford's Pit Spritz also works great as a wrapping liquid to help you bring your barbecue home. Get all the details on Crawford's Pit Spritz. Head on over to crawfordsbbq.com. Be sure to use the coupon code GREG at checkout for 10% off your entire order. That's Greg, G-R-E-G.
Paul James joining us here on the show. Paul, you mentioned the cast aluminum process and how more expensive it is than doing it some other, I guess, less expensive ways. Is this something that you're getting done here in the United States, or is this an overseas process?
No, absolutely. These are our grill is 100% made in the United States. We have our permanent mold process is done stateside, as the stand, the grids, the grates, the trays, everything is made right here in the United States, and we want to keep it that way.
I'm going to ask you to speculate here for the general public, and I apologize for this in advance, but a lot of people talk about, I want a product that's all USA made and this and that. So here, person like yourself, you got the PK grill going for you. You're kind of bringing back a throwback grill from back in the day that's 60, 70 years old. And you hear people all the time say, I want to buy USA made, and then they see a price tag and they kind of shit their pants a little bit, and then all of a sudden they're looking for something a little less expensive. To me, it's my personal opinion that there's a lot of talk about that, but when it really comes down to putting down your money, more people than not will shy away from slapping down the bucks for all USA made. Do you hear that? Do you find that yourself, or is that not the case?
Well, that's a good point. It seems to be that we have more success in maybe in the cities that in the older part of towns, the people that like something that will last instead of buying a grill every other, buying a grill every 3 years. They want one that will last. They just don't like to go through the process of buying something. I mean, this is the extra duty, heavy duty Silverado pickup truck that you don't plan on trading in every year, but you plan on working it for 200,000 plus miles and 12 years instead of trading in every year. It's a workhorse grill that you plan on having around a while. Now, if you look at if you're going to have a grill for 20 years and you divide the difference of what it costs for a portable kitchen, it's a small amount per year. So some people like to change. Some people like to trade in cars every year. Some people like to get a good car and keep it forever. And that's who we're selling the grill to.
There you go. Some of the grills recommend certain brands or types of charcoal. Does the PK grill suggest anything like that? Or is this thing optimal efficiency, whether it's lump or whether it's briquettes?
Yeah, and I, personally, I'm a briquette fan just because when I do I like a lower heat and longer burn time for the charcoal. Now, if you want to cook or grill steaks, the lump actually burns a higher heat and gets up to that higher heat in a quicker time, and some people prefer that. When I'm barbecuing, I'm doing it for fun and for leisure and relaxation. I'm not trying to hurry up and see how quick I can do it. That's why I do the charcoal grill.
Do you find
I don't barbecue because I'm trying to get it over real quick? So maybe something like draw another analogy.
That's right. It's an all-day process. It's a beer drinking process. It's a family fun time process. There's no reason to rush that.
Right.
Have you heard of this grill being taken out on the barbecue competition trail at all?
I do hear. I have in Memphis in May. They have their backyard competition, and we have people that send us photos from those competitions. And obviously, in the competition, we'd have to be in the patio or the backyard, whatever you want to call it, division. If you're familiar with the different divisions, we would fit into that category. And anyhow.
So if I'm buying a PK grill, what kind of a size capacity on it? And I guess since it can do both, and I guess we can kind of classify this in the, I call it the hybrid cooker. You had mentioned the ceramic cookers a little bit before, like the Big Green Eggs and some of those other ceramic cookers. They do low and slow really well. They do high heat exceptionally well. So you're getting that two grills in one. It sounds like PK Grill kind of falls into that as well. How many like burgers or 1.5-inch cut T-bone steaks can I get on it, and how many pork butts or ribs could I get on?
You can put 2 5-pound pork butts side by side when you're cooking indirect. That's the only way you're going to cook a pork butt is indirect. So you can put 2 5-pound pork butts. If you had a pork shoulder, you'd fit one, but if you had 2 5-pound pork butts, you put those on one end, cook them all day. I cook them an hour a pound plus one. I mean, I'll have it, put it on at 7 in the morning, take it off at 5 o'clock. The bone will pull right out of both of them. Then I have a brisket. I'd put you put about a 8-9 pound brisket would fit on one end. We put a turkey. I've cooked turkey breast, cook a smaller turkey on one end. Ribs. I can put 4. I take 4 baby back ribs, cut them in half so you'd have 8 half racks of ribs. Can smoke those on there. Burgers. I put 16 burgers on, and you can extrapolate from there with chicken breast and fillets. Ribeyes. It just depends on how big your ribeye is, but 16 burgers comfortably, 2 pork butts, 5 pounds comfortably, 1 8-pound brisket, say a smaller turkey, 10-pound turkey, and that's about the extent that you can cook on.
Yeah, so definitely good capacity on that. So, I mean, what's your pull through? Are you setting up your own dealer network? Are you selling online exclusively? How are you getting the pull through to the end user?
Oh no, have a presence in the full service hardware stores, and that's through Ace, TrueServe, co-ops. There's Oracle Brother co-ops service smaller full service hardware stores. We're in specialty shops that sell lawn and garden furniture, and then web. We have a strong web presence. Amazon sells our grill, and we have many different sites that sell our barbecue grill online.
Paul, any thoughts about making like a bigger cooker, or perhaps even a smaller one, like a tailgate version?
Absolutely. We're in the process of discussing that now with the folks that are really highly interested in taking our grill to a higher level. They have noticed that we are. I'm a sole shareholder. My sister and I, one other person, run the business now, and we're wanting to ramp up, add a big grill, a larger grill, a smaller grill, and actually have some people out there hawking the grill. We're doing all catching. Everything we've sold is from people trying to find the PK grill. So we have some folks that understand the popularity and the growing popularity of it, and are interested in helping us both expand the product line and also get some marketing tools behind us and muscle behind it.
Paul James joining us here on the show. I think you'll really enjoy this question. It's a listener-submitted question, Paul, so go ahead and take a gander at this. This is from Mark Nagel in North Carolina. Dear Greg, I'm very happy that you are having Paul James on. I have an original PK grill that my father got before I was born in 1968. It's one of the best small cookers and grills that I have ever cooked on. The first time I cooked a competition quality Boston butt, I did it on the portable kitchen. Question for Paul: will they ever make a replacement grate out of stainless steel?
We're exploring that with the folks that are wanting to help us now. That's one of the things that we've thought about doing is a premium product for the grill. We've also considered the old cast iron grids, and that's something that we are considering. Yes. And hope in the near future that we're able to offer that. Absolutely.
We're talking with Paul James. You can visit pkgrills.com to find out more about this cooker. You can also order from that website as well. Paul, appreciate the time tonight. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Greg.
You got it. There he is. Paul James, PK Grills. Again, the website, pkgrills.com.
And there you have it from April 23rd back in 2013. I like PKs. I'd like to find me a vintage PK. I don't have a PK. Anyway, hey, don't forget, head over to CrawfordsBBQ.com. Check out all the products they offer. Use the coupon code GREG, G-R-E-G, at checkout. Save 10% off your entire order. Until next time on the best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less, I am your host, Jon Solberg, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.